Hey everyone, super excited to be here today. My name is Michael. I lead strategic initiatives at the Celo Foundation. Along with that role, I also am a community steward for the Stabila Foundation. And today I'll be talking about Stabila's efforts on building an efficient on-chain FX market on the Celo blockchain. For folks who aren't familiar, Celo is an emerging mobile-first Ethereum L2 designed for fast, low-cost payments worldwide. And Stabila Foundation is a community fund initiative on Celo focused on accelerating stablecoin adoption in real-world use cases. And as a part of the initiatives that Stabila is focused on, one of them is to actually bootstrap an on-chain FX market that's permissionless, where anyone from retail users to businesses to day-to-day users to actually go through stablecoins to get exposure to foreign currency use cases. And so over the last 5 to 6 months since Stabila's inception, they have been bootstrapping an on-chain FX market on the Uniswap v3 platform, and so far has garnered pretty good traction so far. And there's a bit of a flywheel effect already taking place. So as you can see, there's about $750 million of monthly trading volumes being facilitated on Uniswap as a result of the on-chain FX initiative. And that's about over 900% year-over-year growth for Celo. And in terms of like this playbook that Stabila follows to really bootstrap this growth, it's really a 3-step simple process. The first step is that Stabila works with stablecoin issuers. They reach out to them, educate them about Celo, and get them to launch their integration on Celo. And then afterwards, they actually work on seeding initial Uniswap liquidity pool. This is key because that lays the foundation of the on-chain FX market on Uniswap. So Stabila thus far has worked with various issuers from Circle, Tether of the world, to non-USD stablecoin issuers such as BRLA Digital and Mintio and many more. And how they work in terms of seeding liquidity pool, typically they would seed a liquidity pool that's paired with either USDT or USDC. So an example is a USDT C Kenyan shilling pool or a USDT BRLA pool, Brazilian real. And thus far, Stabila has actually supported 14 native stablecoins on their launch on Celo. And then the next step, once the Uniswap liquidity pools are seeded, then comes the liquidity incentives. Stabila streams liquidity across those Uniswap stablecoin pools to incentivize concentrated liquidity from external capital. And secondly, also encourage arbitrage trading. So folks are arbitraging across all these on-chain FX loops, making sure that there's efficient pricing of these stablecoins, especially the non-USD ones. And so thus far, Stabila actually is incentivizing 25 Uniswap stablecoin pools at this time. And how they do it is they use Merkle, a rewards distribution platform, which folks that are applying LP into these Uniswap pools, and or if they're using, say, an ALM, an automated liquidity manager, whether it's a Steer, Gamma, Arrakis, Ichi, they could go on Merkle and then claim additional seller rewards for providing liquidity provisioning across the respective 25 pools at this time. And this has proven to be pretty effective in deepening the concentrated liquidity. The next final step, once these pools are deep enough in terms of liquidity, that's when we would work with these stablecoin issuers to plug them into other ecosystem use cases. So an example is Haraka Finance. They are a community credit protocol on Celo. They're providing on-chain local currency loans in Kenya, and they're actually using the Celo Kenyan shilling, or CKS. And in the back end, what's pretty cool is they're actually tapping into the USDT Celo Kenyan Uniswap pool. So that's actually powering the back end of their service. So taking a step back, the broader vision of Stabila is to work with more stablecoin issuers to launch on Celo, but more importantly, ones that are non-USD stablecoins. Those are the ones that we feel will be able to diversify the on-chain FX market already in place, create more arbitrage loops for arbitrage traders to go around, and also just deepen the concentrated liquidity across the board. And this in turn will activate other business use cases and real-world applications that that already exist, but also may also be unlocked in the future, such as FX hedging to cross-border payments to remittances. And so I think inherently, once we have more businesses with all these different stablecoin use cases, this drives more demand for stablecoins and brings in an ecosystem that is more fruitful for other stablecoin issuers to more effectively collaborate with Stabila and then launch themselves to be plugged into the ecosystem. And so, with the on-chain FX markets already kind of cooking up with Stabila, there's also a couple of exciting catalysts, I would say, in the near short term, in the coming weeks to months, that will reinforce the on-chain FX initiative. The first one is the Aave v3 deployment on Celo. It's happening imminently, anytime now. And so this is a tier 1 lending protocol that I'm sure everyone knows. The key initial markets that will be launched will be Celo and a couple of stablecoin markets for lending and borrowing. Secondly, Celo's L2 transition that will be happening end of Q1, so happening by the end of next month. This will increase interoperability and security, so easier for stablecoin funds to flow onto Celo and participate on the on-chain FX market. And then lastly, Uniswap DAO has already taken notice of the on-chain FX transaction volume traction we're already having. And so they have pledged already to co-incentivize with Stabila. Once Celo becomes an L2, they'll be streaming Uni tokens on top of the Celo tokens that are already being streamed across these different Uniswap stablecoin pools. So super exciting stuff. That will probably further enhance concentrated liquidity as well as more arbitrage trading across the board. And so without further ado, with the last minute I have, a bit of call to action for folks. If you're a stablecoin issuer in the audience or watching, via virtually, Stabila would love to work with you. We'll love to work with you in seeding liquidity, adding you into the on-chain FX market, and also plugging you into the ecosystem use cases on Celo. If you are a business or a builder looking to incorporate stablecoin flows into your work, Stabila is also happy to work with you along with their stablecoin partners on Celo to make that happen. So if you scan that QR code, that's the Stabila Partners intake form. Do check us out on our website as well and follow us on Twitter. Thank you.